All right, welcome back to the CT Scan, episode
7.
Right on. Today we have the creator of the Right On, Sam Wilson.
It's me. Yes, creator of Right On. It was stolen unfairly, but now you can know who the creator is.
All right, yeah, no, it wasn't stolen, but it was borrowed.
Generously borrowed.
Would you like to introduce yourself?
I don't know. There's not much to say. I'm Sam. They already said my name. I don't know. I go to PG. I moved here a couple of years ago. Met these guys in junior high.
You've lived all over the place.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, actually. Yeah, I lived in Italy for 3.5 years and Germany for a couple months, then Texas, Washington State, Maryland, and here.
Wow.
Oh.
Got some crazy perspective then
Yeah.
of all those
Quite a bit.
places.
Yeah.
Would you like... Oh.
Oh, go ahead.
I was going to ask him if he'd like a bev at this moment.
Yeah, I brought my own juice actually. It's mango smoothie juice.
Wow.
Mango smoothie
I heard
juice.
this was a BYOJ. I bring your own juice.
Oh, that actually looks really good.
Wow.
It's quite delicious.
It's kind of like thick too.
So which of those places did you like the most?
I gotta say, Italy.
Really?
So much travel, and I lived there probably the longest out of most places. Other than that, Texas, because I consider that like that's where I grew up. You know, 'cause
Okay.
that's where I lived the longest.
So do you say you're from Texas?
Probably I would.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. That's interesting.
Yep.
I say I'm from Utah.
I definitely say I'm from Utah.
Yeah.
I lived in Connecticut for
All
2
right.
years, but I forget about
I didn't know
honestly.
that.
Really?
Yeah,
Oh, I didn't know that, actually.
I forget about it, honestly, sometimes. Like, oh, yeah, I used to live there. I was like 4 years old, so,
Oh, that's funny.
yeah.
So, Sam used to be on the swim team.
Indeed.
You want to talk about that a little bit? Why did you stop?
Well, you see, I only began swim team when I was in about 8th grade. My mom thought I was kind of fat. I'm not even kidding. She said I needed to do a sport. And I had a little bit of natural ability with swimming. So I started that in 8th grade and then went all up until junior year. But after, I hate it. It's awful.
Really?
It's
Okay.
the worst.
I remember you saying you had like all the temp records, or you were close.
I didn't have the Timp records, but I got MVP as a freshman swimming for Timp.
Okay.
And so like,
As a freshman.
yeah. So like the Timp's team wasn't even good is the thing.
Yeah.
So it's like, it's not
I think
impressive.
they've been doing good this.
I think they've been
Well,
doing
from
a
what
little
I've
better.
heard.
Yeah, from what I've heard.
Yes.
I mean, I don't really follow. No offense. I'm sure you guys work hard, but
Well, I don't follow like any of the sports besides like basketball.
Yeah, you're right.
And the ones my friends do.
Yeah, that is true. So moving right along here, I asked Sam before the podcast, what is some sounds that bug you?
So the thing is, there aren't like a lot of sounds that bother me because it's like even if someone's scratching the nails on a chalkboard, like I don't like
hate
it.
that.
Yeah, I don't like it either, but like it's not like I hate it.
Mm-hmm.
But the words, some people hate the word moist. I love it, but I hate the word smear.
Smear.
It's such a nasty. I don't like it.
Why? Why do you not like
Okay.
smears?
The problem is, whenever I think of the word smear, oh, this is gross. All I can picture is like a bunch of poop in a guy's hand being smeared on the wall.
Oh wow.
I was thinking when I hear smear, I think more like schmear, like what is it, like the cream that you put on your
Well,
bagels.
smear and schmear are different. I don't
Okay.
mind schmear. Schmear's nice.
Okay.
Smear's nice.
But
Smear.
smear? Oh,
When
don't
I
like that
think
one.
of smear, I just think of like paint smeared on a wall or
Nah,
something
dude.
like that.
No.
It's gotta be poop.
You paint paint. You don't smear paint. You know what I'm saying, brother?
All right. So no sounds bother you?
I don't think so.
Really? What about you, Tanner?
I have a few things that we'll probably bring on later. I have a creaky cooler, and whenever you open it, every time I just, it pains me so much.
Oh wow.
But I like oddly want to open it sometimes, but like I hate it. And styrofoam. I hate styrofoam.
Really?
It's-
Styrofoam doesn't bug
It's so
me.
squeaky and fun.
It's like certain type of styrofoam. I don't even know what it is. I haven't had it in a while, but it's just like, yeah, it's just the squeakier, like when it's rubbing up against each other. I don't know. Something just doesn't
Yeah, I
feel good in my soul.
Yeah, I can understand that. One sound I hate is when people have Crocs and they're wet and they just like squeak them around. Oh, I hate that.
Why is it that like these sounds just like bug us so much?
That's a great question.
Because
That was a good question.
I mean, like smells will bug us too because they just like smell disgusting.
Yeah.
Like poop.
So I've heard actually that it's like a reflex, like from our prehistoric days, you know what I mean?
Ape fathers.
So like, yeah, when we had like these sounds that we didn't like or something. I don't know. I've heard something like that. Someone should research that and tell us.
Yes, and then come on here.
Yeah,
Tell us about it.
yeah.
That's interesting. I wonder if there was evil like coolers then back then that they had.
Evil coolers.
Well, it's like isn't that like the snake noise that you can like hear beforehand? You know, like the rattle.
Yeah.
Not the rattle itself, but there's like this infrared noise from what I've heard of. I learned like in our film lit class actually that they use this noise that like before like a snake strikes in I think it was The Exorcist actually. They put it in The Exorcist movie underlining it, and they said they had to take it out because so many people were literally getting nauseated from this sound and would throw up in the theaters all the time.
That is really cool.
So I tried looking it up on like the internet and the dark web to try and hear it, but I couldn't find it anywhere.
Oh, wow. That's
So
interesting.
could be true, could be false. Who knows? I believe my teacher.
All right. Anything else with that subject?
Some
Sarah?
sounds. No.
I just can't think of sounds that bother me. I like sounds.
All right. By the way, Sam's music is so great.
Clyn doesn't like my music, obviously.
No, yeah.
I think I have great taste in music.
I really like your taste in music.
See?
I think that's what we first like bonded
Yeah,
over.
Tanner has similar taste in music.
It's not that I don't like it, it's just that I can't like get used to it to the point of like listening to it all the time. You know what I mean?
I think everyone
Don't
has
look at me
their
like that.
I think everyone has their music kinks or
Yeah.
fetishes, I guess you could call them.
No, I mean
preferences. That's
lately
a
I've
better
realized
word.
I kind of like smooth jazz.
Smooth jazz.
Smooth jazz.
We were listening to Careless Whisper on the way here. Ironically. It was probably the first time I've listened to it front to back. Not
Dude,
gonna lie.
it's kind of nice. It's just like nice and relaxing.
I don't know.
Kind of groovy.
I really like sometimes some nice opera music or just some good old classical as always.
Classical.
Always.
I
So
agree with
nice.
that.
Yeah, there's a time and place.
Always.
All right, moving on. Another question I asked before the show start. What is a movie or movies that made you cry?
See, I don't cry a lot in movies because
Yeah.
I feel like I could tear up at the end of a book or maybe a TV show.
Really?
Because you have like so much more time to like emotionally attach yourself to the characters, and then it's like when they're gone, it's like it makes you really sad. But a movie, it's just like it's not long enough. So I don't cry a lot during movies. But there was one movie. So a little bit of backstory. Back when I was about to move from here to Germany, we had thought we were gonna live here like indefinitely. And so we got a dog and stuff. And then we figured out we were going to have to move. And so our dog's like 1 year old. And we're going to have to sell our dog. All right. So then, like a couple weeks before I moved, I watched A Dog's Purpose. And it was so sad. The dog's name is Bailey. And my dog's name is Bailey. Anyways. So I got really emotional, and it kind of just sparked something within me, and I cried for a couple hours. Just because hours? Okay, I watched the movie, and then I went to my room and cried.
I'm sorry. I shouldn't laugh about this.
Oh my god.
Dude, I was just so sad that we were going to have to leave my dog, but it ended up being fine. A friend took care of her, and then we moved back a year later, so I still have my dog.
Well, I'm glad it found its way home.
I've never cried that much from a movie.
Like an hour. No.
I've had like one or two tears. Like okay, but like see that like. I think that makes sense though because it connected to something in real life for him. Because most of the time when I cry for a movie, it's like for the movie itself. Because it just like kind of strikes a nerve in me. Not because I'm like, oh my gosh, it's so relatable to my life. Because like, what was I crying in? I think I cried at Dark Knight Rises. Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe I did. Maybe it was like the very end. I was just kind of like, oh, how sad. And maybe one tear. I don't even remember. But at the very end of Stranger Things season 3, that one, I think I counted 5 tears total. And Coco, I cried. That was it.
I haven't seen Stranger Things other than season 1. But one movie I probably mentioned this around both of you because I mentioned it all the time when we talk about this is one movie that made me cry was Wreck-It Ralph.
I've never heard that.
It is so sad. It is so sad when like it's there's two parts, you know. There's the one part that everyone knows where he like is willing to sacrifice himself to save, you know, Vanellope, and he like pushes away from the King Kid. He's like, I'm bad, and that's good. You know what I mean?
He's like going into the volcano.
Yeah, and he like
that.
looks at his medal that she. It's so sad. But the part that really gets me is like it's a little before that is when King Candy comes and convinces Ralph that he can't let Vanellope race. And so Ralph like sticks Vanellope in the tree and starts wrecking the car that they built together.
I actually do remember that. That's so sad.
Oh my gosh, it was so hard for my little like 12-year-old. Yeah, so that was probably one of the last movies I cried at. I don't really cry at movies anymore. We're just sad because like I feel like I'm like dehumanized.
No,
Yeah,
sometimes
exactly.
I wish I could. Oh, actually, one I did cry at. All right, have you guys ever seen the movie Charlie?
No.
Okay, it's
Charlie
about.
the Chocolate Factory.
Yeah, that one.
No. So it's about
Such an
this
emotional movie.
this guy. His name is Sam, actually. And he, his family is like friends with some girls that aren't members of the church, and they are members of the church, right? So he goes and picks this girl up from the airport, and they meet and stuff. And basically, what happens is slowly through the movie. What was I saying? Someone just called Tanner. Shocked me a little bit.
Disregard that.
Okay, so
Charlie
Charlie
picks up from the airport.
Oh yeah, throughout the movie, he slowly converts her, and then they end up getting married, and then she gets cancer and dies.
Oh my wow.
That is a movie, and they just had a daughter before she died.
Oh wow.
It is
That
like
sounds
I cried. It's
really
so good though.
heartbreaking.
Yeah, that is. I guess I don't really watch like movies that are meant to bring
make
out
you
tears
cry.
very often
That's true.
at all.
Ever.
Not because I like. I don't know. Maybe it is because I don't like that kind of thing. I prefer like the action. I guess.
Yeah.
No, but going back to like talking about how like it's almost like we feel. You said dehumanized, but I feel like heartless at times.
Yeah, heartless. That's
Because there's so many moments where I'm around people and they're all just kind of crying and I'm not. I'm like, did I miss something, or do I just not have a soul right now? Or so sometimes I wish I was a bit more emotional, but maybe it's just in that moment I'm not. Yeah. So at other times, like some movies will really like kind of touch me, you know.
Yeah.
And I'm glad that they do, you know, because that's what they're supposed to do.
Yeah,
If you're not feeling anything.
Here's
when you watch
another
a movie.
problem, though, is like, for example, the end of Infinity War when Peter.
Endgame?
No, Infinity War.
Actually, I think I did shed a tear during
when
that.
Peter like is
tear.
saying goodbye to Stark.
Oh, these are spoilers.
The
if you haven't
problem
seen it.
is the problem with that, like, that would be an emotional moment if I actually thought that Peter was dying. But I did not for 1 second believe that he wasn't going to come back to life.
That makes sense. Yeah.
So it just wasn't too real for me.
No, and like we talked about this like with the most recent Star Wars about how it felt like nothing was actually going to go wrong. So many emotional moments were undermined by them feeling like, you know, not as real consequences in the end, you know?
Yeah.
And movies like this where you're talking about like this dude with cancer, you know, it's not like he's going to magically get well, you know, like consequences are real.
So sad.
Yeah, I agree with that. All right, moving on. Oh, here's a question. What are you most grateful for right now?
That's a rough question. You know, I'm at a low point right now. But one thing I am grateful for is climate change. And global warming, you know. I honestly think it's a good thing.
Why is that?
You know, I don't want to...
Just to be clear here, he also believes the world is flat.
But it is.
No, it's...
Okay, yeah.
Wait, would you care to explain your point on the world is flat? I know you've lived all over the world, so maybe he has a wider perspective than we do.
Okay, fine. Imagine this, all right? Imagine you have a ball, all right?
Okay.
If I placed it right here, is the ball going to roll?
No.
No.
Exactly, because the world's flat. If it were curved, it would roll.
Oh my god.
No, that's not how it works.
Think about it, dude. Just think.
Yes. No, that's not how it works because if this is completely level and gravity's pulling it directly straight down, it'll balance right there.
No.
Yeah.
It'll roll.
No.
Okay,
that was right.
so 1 second.
No, think about it.
If this is the Earth then, and I place something on top of this,
He's
and I'm
using
able
a
to
cup
balance
and a
it,
phone if you guys are listening at home.
and I'm able to balance this, does that mean the cup is flat?
You can't balance it though. It
Wait, let
always
me
shakes.
balance it.
Fine, then the ball would shake, but it doesn't shake.
Oh my gosh. Okay, we're not gonna have this discussion.
Watch this on YouTube if you want to see my point, and leave what you think in the comments.
Okay.
Obviously, my model is not proving my point right now.
We're gonna steer away from that climate change comment. All right, let's pull this together.
I will balance this.
One thing I've found funny about Sam is that he's gotten pulled over 5 times, I believe. Yeah, without a ticket.
What?
Oh yeah, you did.
Yeah.
Haven't I told you all the stories?
No, I mean I kind of figured you would have gotten pulled over, but
Oh yeah.
I don't know,
Okay.
you've never gotten a ticket.
We start at the beginning. First time I got pulled over was pretty soon after I got my license. I got my license less than a year ago. It took me forever to get that thing, but pretty soon after I got my license, I was taking a girl home one night, and it was around midnight, and I was trying to get her home quick. She had curfew, and so I kind of like ran a stop sign, not like bad, but like I ran it, and then I was speeding, and I was out past curfew, and I didn't have my 6 months yet. But this cop pulls me over, and he asks, he's like, hey, do your parents know you're out? We're like, yeah. He's like, okay, can I have you call your parents really quick? I was like, okay. But keep in mind, did you see my phone when it was like destroyed?
Yeah.
That's what my phone was like. And so it would like click random things, right? So I go into my phone app, and it clicks a random contact and starts FaceTiming it. I'm like, oh my gosh. This cop is just staring like, are you going to call your mom? I'm like, officer. And it won't let me hang up.
Wow.
Like,
Wait, could you not use Siri and just say, call mom?
I didn't think that.
That's funny.
No, but I remember why I couldn't do that, because every time I click Siri, it would start clicking the Siri thing, and I couldn't say anything.
Okay.
Anyways, so my phone was hacked, and the guy pulls me over, tells me I've been speeding. I ran a stop sign. I'm out past curfew. But after my phone was acting up, he was like, you know what, just get home safe. I was like, oh, thank you so much,
That's
officer.
kind of lucky, bro.
So that was the first time. Then the second time, a girl had taken me out on a date, and then we stayed up late, and she was taking me home. It's like 3 a.m. We didn't. I know what that sounds like. This is like the one time that I'm in that situation that I didn't kiss the girl. I wasn't into her at all. But so we're driving to my house. I'm driving her car to my house because she's tired. So she's like sleeping in the passenger seat. And, I'm doing everything perfectly legal. I'm going the speed limit. And then I see lights turn on behind me. I was literally 2 minutes away from my house. I was so mad. I was like, you gotta be kidding. Because I'd just gotten pulled over the week before.
Yeah.
And so I get pulled over, and then he's like, hey, can I see your license and registration? I was like, officer, I'm so sorry. I don't have my license on me. And this is her car, not mine. It's 3 a.m. I don't have my 6 months. I don't have my license. Just a bunch of... But then it turned out he only pulled us over because the registration was expired. And so he ended up he'd not caring. He was like, yeah, you guys are good to go. I was like, oh. So that was the second
That's
time.
lucky.
Are we gonna go through all of these?
Oh, yeah, we don't have to. No, basically
time.
the point is that I speed way too much. I run stop signs, and I always talk my way out of it
Here's
by
the
like
thing.
being tight with the officers.
Yeah, okay. Here's the thing. I've never gotten pulled over.
Same.
But the thing is, I feel like I should have been pulled over.
I feel like you do
so
speed.
many times. I speed, I run lights, I do everything wrong, and yet every time I see a cop, I'm doing everything exactly right.
Yeah, that's how it
I have no
used to
idea
be.
why. I have no idea why. I'm just extremely blessed.
I can't wait till you get pulled over now.
Yeah. Have you been pulled over?
No, I haven't. I've gone I've never been like close. I mean, I'm on the freeway constantly.
Yeah.
And they've recently like kind of changed the laws to where they're like, even if you're 5 over, they're gonna like start pulling you over. But I usually try and stay like between 75 and 80 typically. Now I guess 70 to 75 just so don't risk it.
Oh yeah, that's
But
smart.
I don't know. haven't done anything too stupid.
Yeah.
One time when I was first driving, though, oh man, I was a mess. Whenever I come up to a yellow light, I would start freaking out. Like, can I make it? Can I not make it? And first time that happened, I don't know what I was thinking. I just went, ah! And I covered my eyes because I didn't want to see myself run a red light. And my mom's in the car like, what are you doing? And I just start covering my eyes. I'm like, oh my gosh. It was really bad, but it was okay.
Oh, dang.
Yeah, we're past that.
Oh, I'm glad.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Do you have any driving pet peeves?
Not really. People. Oh, one time. So I keep like a little mini blowtorch in my car. I know. No, but it's literally like this big.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
But
Is that a lighter or a blowtorch?
yeah, it's like a lighter, but it acts like a blowtorch.
Fancy.
Anyways, but some guy found it in my car, and he starts lighting things in my car on fire. Like he'll find a piece of paper and just light it. I'm like, dude, what are you doing?
Wow.
That's my pet peeve.
That is annoying. I will say.
No, some of my pet peeves, it's not about like people in my car, but it kind of bugs me, especially like in high school. I feel like everyone has to drive fast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially when they're with other people.
Yeah, and like especially like when we're leaving, and I'm like, you don't have to drive fast. One of my like moments of respect for I think it was Noah Simmons. I pulled up behind him at a light. And whenever the light turns, I'm like, whenever it's someone I know, they always speed off, every time. Mm-hmm. Like, they always just want to speed off, and like, ooh, look, we're going fast. But it was like exactly the speed limit. Or if not, like 2 under, I'm like, wow, this is new. I don't mind this,
Yeah.
But every time you're like next to someone at a light, it's just, you speed off right away. You just try to go so fast. Sometimes it's kind of fun, but it's kind of stupid too.
Yeah.
And also, my car doesn't go fast, so I really don't care.
Yeah, one of my pet peeves is when someone's like leaving State Street or something, and they like slow down all the way in their lane before they turn. You know what I mean?
And they don't use the shoulder.
Yeah.
Yes, I hate when people don't use the shoulder.
That happened
so
today
annoying.
when we were going to Classic, and Isaac was so bad. It was hilarious.
No, I guess I get pretty bothered when people don't use their blinkers. That pisses me off.
Yeah.
That was bugging me ever since like 6th grade, I remember, because I used to just cross streets whenever I wanted, and I'd be crossing the street, and this car would just start turning, and I'd be looking at them the whole time like, where was your blinker?
Yeah.
I wouldn't have started crossing if you had your blinker on.
Yeah.
So
I 100% agree with that.
Bothers me.
All right.
Yeah.
Anything else?
Can't think of anything.
No.
All right.
I just like to assume that everyone out there is either in a rush and I can't judge them and get mad at them, because it's super easy to get mad at people when driving.
That's true.
Yeah.
So you don't know what their situation is.
Yeah.
Unless sometimes they're just crazy.
Yeah, I try not to get mad at people who are going very slow.
Yeah.
I
But
get
sometimes
so
Or people that are
bothered.
just driving completely
No,
reckless.
yeah.
I have a story about that, actually. Okay, so it was about my brother who was driving kind of reckless, but not really. He had a purpose for it. So he woke up a little late one morning, and it was the morning of like his roommate's wedding, basically. And he had to zoom down to, I think it was Payson, where the wedding was being held, at the temple down there. And so he was like hauling down the freeway, but nothing like too ridiculously sketchy, but like he would be going in between cars, nothing like crazy though, because I don't think he's that stupid. And anyways though, this one lady on the freeway, he kind of like went in front of her and like was zooming along, and she ended up following him off the freeway all the way to the temple.
Really?
And when he got out of his car, she was right there and started chewing him out. Like, she
Really?
was like, who do you think you are driving like this? And she was filming him too. And he's like, I had to get here from my roommate, my best friend's like wedding, And she's like, I hope you're happy, and you're gonna rot in your grave, and like was just dissing him and all this stuff like that. She like, it was ridiculous.
I
I'm like,
admire people that have that much time.
yeah, exactly. That's what I was thinking. I'm like, who is this chick? And like the fact that she was filming him and all this and that, and just like, oh
Yeah, it's
man,
so ridiculous.
It
That
was
is
ridiculous.
insane. I've had some bad stories, but that is just insane.
Yeah, and I'm probably butchering the story like crazy, but
All right, well, we're running out of time here, so to lighten the mood, this is our lighten the mood question. It's become kind of a tradition here.
yes.
What is your go-to gas station snack
Ooh.
and drink?
Drink. I don't know, dude. I might have to go with a Bang.
A Bang.
What flavor of Bang?
Dude, any flavor.
Any flavor? I've only had the Star Blast.
Never had a Bang.
I think it was called Star
I
Blast.
probably shouldn't. And I haven't had them forever. I just don't usually get anything when I go to the gas station.
Really? Okay. But like, say you pull up, someone says, "Hey, I'll buy you anything you want."
Actually, I might go for a Mountain Dew.
Mountain Dew.
Yeah.
Okay. What about snack?
Munchies.
Munchies.
Yeah.
What are those?
They're like
It's like a
there's
little
like
snack
Doritos,
mix.
Cheetos, pretzels,
Oh, yeah.
Isn't it like a little
yeah.
bread
and like
things?
Sun
Okay, whatever.
chips.
Yeah,
Yeah.
sun chips.
Yeah,
That's it. They're
those.
Good. Okay.
I like
What about you,
Munchies.
Tanner?
I love a good Arizona watermelon flavor. That's always really good. And
Never had
for
an
snack,
Arizona.
no, I'm not sure. We always drive down to Arizona once a year. So we have to like stop at the gas station like 3 times on the way down because it's like 11 hours. And I would always get in Arizona. And for snacks, it depends on the mood. If I'm feeling salty, if I'm feeling sweet.
Yeah.
But watermelon Sour Patch Kids are always a go.
Those are good.
Or just some Mike and Ike's.
Sorry.
Oh, looks like we're going a little overboard. But yeah, what about you, Clyn?
It also depends on where I'm going. I usually get a Gatorade, but if I'm going to a camp out, I almost always get sunflower seeds, dill pickle flavor, because I just feel like sunflower seeds on a camp out. You gotta have.
Dude, they always give me splinters in my gums.
Yeah, and I just don't like them. They're too much work to eat, I feel like.
Yeah, I'm trying to relax when
I'm
I'm
like,
eating
come
this
on,
thing.
just let me
I
like
played
put it
baseball
in.
for a while, so I've always just liked sunflower seeds. But also I like gobstoppers. I get those often. But yeah.
Pretty good.
All right. Well, it was a pleasure having you on, Sam.
Thank you.
This went by really fast.
Yeah, it did.
I
It
think
went
we
fast.
just go on
forever.
We covered a lot of topics. I hope we didn't obnoxiously laugh
Too
too much. Yeah.
I don't care.
But yeah, it was a great time. Thanks for coming. Right on.
Yeah, right on, brother.
All right, we're done.